Gumby is an animation icon who is turning 50 and is still going strong. Here at the Barker Animation Museum in Cheshire, preparations are underway to add a Gumby display. I spoke to museum curator Nancy Spitzer.
Barker Museum is very proud to have a very large Gumby collection. Mr. Barker has been collecting, Mr. and Mrs. Barker have been collecting for 40 years or so of different cartoon characters and toys. Gumby is one of the favorite parts of our collection. We do have 80,000 pieces of our entire collection. About 1,500 to 2,000 pieces are Gumby pieces. And we're quite proud of that. Many of those pieces are original props and sets. And as I said, those pieces are sometimes found items, but many, many clay figures at the moment. They're not on display, but they hopefully will have some on display when we open the new edition.
Animator and creator Art Clokey explains the birth of Gumby.
I am Art Clokey, better known as Gumby's dad. That's right, I created Gumby, the world's favorite clay boy. In 1953, I made an art film called Gumbasia, in which I filmed clay geometric shapes in all different colors, moving to a background of jazz music. This process is called trimensional animation. The film caught the eye of movie producer Sam Engel, and the rest is history.
Gumby is probably one of the most lovable cartoon characters or animated characters that has ever come along. He was just a little green blob of clay, as the song implies, and he had lots of values that we stand for today. He always tried to do the right thing. He got into lots and lots of trouble, sometimes trying to do the right thing, but he sort of taught children the difference between right and wrong and lots of other things that were important values of the day.
Gumby, clean up your mess and put back the milk.
For resident Ron Gagliardi is not only an art teacher, but he's also a Gumby fan.
When I was in 4th grade, when I started watching Gumby, I was in the process of trying to develop what kind of personality I would have as an adult, which is kind of strange for a 4th grader, but that's what I was into. And I had decided that I wanted to be a moral and ethical person and do the best I could to be honorable. And when I saw the Gumby episodes where they were going after creatures that were nasty or they were trying to fight for good, I always felt that that was something to model my life after. So if you were to say, I modeled my life after Gumby, you'd be correct.
Ron Gagliardi says Gumby is a simplistic character to create.
I was intrigued by the characters because as a budding artist, I could do them. I could make them. And take a piece of plasticine clay, or any kind of a clay, and roll it out so it's about a ½ inch thick. And then I would just draw the outline of this shape, which is basically a rectangle with a little protrusion here. And then I could, on another part of it or even attached to it, just do the outline of the arms table. So this is a very simple character to make and to create. And most kids can do that from probably kindergarten on. And it makes it a lot easier for the teacher because the kids aren't going crazy trying to duplicate something that's almost impossible for them to do. So it gives them a sense of satisfaction and success, and that's an important thing to include in any art lesson.
Merida native and children's author Eddie Siebert talks about Gumby.
But it's basic, and as an artist and as a person that's involved with books, I've been involved with children's books, they say keep it simple and make books fun and make things fun, and kids will enjoy them. And kids don't necessarily, I don't think that kids necessarily need that interaction with technology that much and being glued to a TV set and all that stuff. The originators of this and the creators and the producers and the directors had a vision with simplicity, and they made simplicity and carried simplicity into what became probably one of the most classic animated pieces in history, and that's Gumby.
I remember Gumby, and I remember Pokey. They were two of my favorite cartoon characters when I was a kid. Still are two of my favorites. Used to make up stories about them when I wasn't watching them. My brother and I would kind of act out adventures, Pokey Gumby adventures, and we'd kind of extend what we saw on the TV and play them out when we were outside doing kids stuff and so forth. Kind of interacted with each other, and it was really magic to me. They seemed so lifelike.
Gumby's 50th anniversary is not too far away, but in the meantime, He lives on through videos and DVDs that you can find on eBay and Amazon.com. From the Barker Animation Museum in Cheshire, I'm Rich Mason.